Don't you have this problem where you're always trying to compete with these younger, more energetic candidates who are taking the jobs that, by golly, you've got all the experience for and you should have? Yes. So let's talk about that. Don't you just hate when you show up and you hear that there's a candidate that got the job later when you were absolutely best qualified, have done it, 3 or 4 times at your prior work, and then this other younger person has gotten the job, probably at less salary, less experience, and they're going to have to learn on the job while they're trying to figure this out because you already knew how to do it. Isn't that frustrating? There's some answers for that. Look, the boomers particularly are having this problem right now. Boomers are lined up to start retiring. Economy crashes, doesn't work so well. Many of them want to, first of all, keep working because they need the money, but also because, by golly, they have lots of energy. They can work till they're in their 70s and still change the world because, after all, this is the generation that has changed the world. So that's the attitude, and they're never going to give up. But you're still competing with much younger, energetic people. So the question is how can we get you to do that so that it works well for you? So there's about 3 things I want to talk about really quickly here in this little short video. One is a work ethic. You know what? You've got a work ethic that the younger folks don't have. Boomers were raised with the whole idea that you change the world, and by golly, we're going to push through and do that. Our parents were the great generation. That great generation gave us this as a gift, that it's all about the strong work ethic, and we go in and we spend the time and we do the work and we get things done and we don't goof off. Okay, that is a strength. That is, embrace that strength and recognize that you will bring those skills and that attitude to your work. You'll be serious. You'll get things done. Yes, do play. Get in there and play, because that's the good thing about today's work environment, is that you can play within it. But don't forget that getting the tasks done is very important. So raise it loudly and proudly and be in there with your work ethic. Number 2, you know what? As much as we got this work ethic, we also have got a problem as boomers that we do not learn new things. We think we know it all. So you've got to get rid of that attitude and get yourself in there and start learning new ideas. So get smart on those new ideas. Sign up for conferences. There's a lot of stuff that's just free online. If you're not, don't have anybody to pay your way to conferences, or they're across the country, just get some stuff online. Other videos, I talked about how to use Twitter to attend conferences. It's there. You can go out and do it. Get in and read blogs, read articles. And it is so much you can just get today by doing quick searches and get smart on technology. As you hear somebody talk about some new technique, a new regulatory affair, just whatever, it's something that's come up that's new that you didn't know about, kind of go Google it so that you can get smart on it. And then when you go into interviews, you can talk about those things. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have practiced them, but you are very smart about it. And when you combine that with your work ethic and the other successes you have, well, then you are staying in line for the coming work that many people won't have. So you jump ahead of the pack in all ages by showing that energy and that smartness. The other day I was talking with some of the people that are on lean startups and what's involved, and they said, oh gee, this, and they named all the big players that are helping companies start up and how they're all wrong because they haven't figured it out. And he looked at me and he says, wait a minute, you're talking that same language as all the new things, but yet you're a generation older than the startups, or in some cases 2 generations older than many of the people that are starting up. And the reason I can talk to them is because I've learned the language and I've learned the technologies that they're using and talking about. So get smart on those things and embrace all the social things while you're at it. Okay, one more thing is my experience has been is that many experienced executives come in with a bit of attitude, and that attitude is arrogance. That arrogance will not get you a job. Recognize that right now it's about being helpful and that everybody's in it together. There are no heroes coming in to save the day using your experience to save a company. That won't get you a job anymore. So cut out the arrogance and the attitude and recognize that you're there to help and do everything you can.